Have you ever wondered what ancient secrets lurk in the misty lands of Scotland? Between ancient legends and impressive scenery, this country holds surprises capable of altering our view of history and nature. As we enter the Scottish universe, we are enveloped by striking landscapes, where rolling hills meet tranquil lakes and imposing castles stand like guardians of bygone eras. Each stone, trail, and river seems to carry unique narratives, full of mysteries and unique beauties, inviting the eye to get lost in fascinating details. Imagine walking paths that wind through enchanted valleys, where the intense green of the forest contrasts with a sky full of stories. In every corner, cultural heritage manifests itself through carefully preserved traditions, while the distant echo of harmonicas mixes with the murmur of the wind, suggesting long-kept secrets. Scotland presents itself as the ideal setting for those who want to deeply experience the essence of a place that is both enigmatic and welcoming, providing an experience that touches the heart and stimulates the imagination. In this documentary, you will be led through a universe of charms and discoveries, where intriguing curiosities intertwine with striking landscapes and hidden treasures. Get ready to discover majestic castles, ruins that tell stories of ancient times, and villages that preserve peculiar traditions. Each scene was designed to quicken the heart and take the mind along paths of emotion and admiration, presenting a Scotland that goes beyond cliches, with a cultural and natural richness capable of surprising even the most experienced travelers. Get ready for an unforgettable experience in Scotland. In the moments that follow, the screen will come to life with vibrant images that capture the essence of a place where past and present combine in perfect harmony, and where every detail invites discovery. Let yourself be enveloped by the enigmatic glow of the ancient castles, the gentle sound of the winds that seem to sing long-forgotten stories, and the striking beauty of the landscapes that reveal themselves with every attentive look. This adventure promises to transform the way you feel and live, awakening in you an intense passion and the incessant desire to explore every corner of this unique territory. Scotland is a country that hides, in every corner, stories and curiosities that surprise even the most attentive observers. Few know, for example, that beneath the green landscape and imposing castles are ruins of pre-medieval fortresses, many of them forgotten by time and hidden in dense forests and mountains. Among these structures, there is an old abandoned castle whose origins are lost in the mist of centuries. It is said that, on full moon nights, the walls of this castle whisper stories of epic battles and forbidden loves, creating a mystical atmosphere in which each stone seems to hold secrets of the pagan rituals that preceded the Christianization of the region, revealing traces of an era in which mysticism and the force of nature dictated the rhythm of life. Furthermore, the wind in Scotland has a reputation that goes far beyond a mere atmospheric phenomenon. In isolated villages, the breeze that travels through the valleys carries with it legends that are perpetuated from generation to generation. Locals tell the story of an ancient spirit that manifests itself during intense storms, bringing both good news and dark omens. This legend, which mixes Celtic and medieval elements, is celebrated at festivals where traditional dances and music seem to invoke the presence of ancient pagan gods, transforming the simple sound of harmonicas into a call to unravel the mysteries of the air. Scottish cuisine also reveals little-known facets full of history. Far beyond the iconic haggis, there are recipes passed down from generation to generation that reveal unique and surprising flavors. In small villages, Cullen skink, a creamy soup made with smoked fish, potatoes, and onions, was traditionally prepared to warm warriors after long expeditions in freezing lands. This delicacy, combined with craft beers produced in microbreweries, tells a story of resilience and creativity, demonstrating how simple ingredients can be transformed into true gastronomic treasures, full of symbolism and memory. Even with so much tradition, Scotland stands out for its ability to innovate. In laboratories in cities like Edinburgh and Glasgow, scientists and inventors develop technologies that impact the world, from advances in renewable energy to revolutionary discoveries in medicine. One of the pioneering projects involves the use of recyclable materials to build sustainable homes, combining ancient techniques with modern methods. This fusion of old and new not only preserves cultural memory, but also projects Scotland as an example of conscious innovation, demonstrating that it is possible to honor the past while building a more sustainable future. In the heart of the Highlands, nature mixes with the enchantment of folk tales. The region of lakes and mountains hides legends that go beyond the famous mystery of the Loch Ness Monster. In addition to stories about the legendary creature, there are reports of ghostly apparitions and vessels that mysteriously sail without drivers. Another intriguing narrative tells of an enchanted princess, turned to stone and destined to be freed by true love. These tales, full of symbolism, make each trail and each landscape seem like the perfect stage for the reunion between the real and the fantastic, where imagination blends with history in an inseparable way. The Scottish land itself seems to conspire to keep its mysteries alive. In remote plains, there are rock formations that, according to ancient reports, move on their own. They say that at certain times of the year, these stones regroup into complex geometric patterns, forming symbols that defy any rational explanation. Linked to Druidic traditions, these formations inspire both scientists and artists, who see in them a bridge between the natural and the supernatural, between science and legend, allowing Scotland to reveal itself as a place where the limits of the possible expand. Finally, the Scottish soul is celebrated in festivals and traditions that bring together community, history, and emotion. At events such as Burns Night, honoring the poet Robert Burns, families and friends come together to toast with whiskey and poetry, reinforcing pride in cultural heritage. Other, less well-known celebrations revive ancient rituals, such as dancing around bonfires that symbolize the passing of the seasons and the deep connection with the earth. These festivities, full of music, dance, and vibrant colors, not only perpetuate the memory of ancestors, but also show how Scotland uniquely manages to unite the past and the present, transforming each encounter into a spectacle of tradition and renewal. Exploring in depth the nuances of Scottish culture is like exploring a vast universe where the past and present are in perfect harmony. Each legend, each tradition, and each innovation reveals a surprising facet of this country, showing that Scotland is much more than stunning landscapes. It is a living repository of stories and intense feelings. From the enigmatic ruins that hold secrets from forgotten eras, to the vibrant festivals that celebrate ancient heritage, the Scottish spirit is present in every detail, inviting visitors to immerse themselves in a unique and transformative experience. In cities like Edinburgh and Glasgow, the fervor for innovation goes hand in hand with the preservation of ancient customs, while in rural areas the connection with nature becomes almost spiritual, providing moments of introspection and surprise that only Scotland can offer. Stories of knights errant, enchanted princesses and spirits that wander under the silver light of the moon enrich this cultural mosaic, transforming historical facts into timeless tales that inspire and move generations. Each piece of this ancient land reveals surprises that awaken curiosity and the desire to explore, making each visit an unforgettable journey, full of discoveries around every corner, every sound, and every smell in the environment. In short, Scotland presents itself as a mosaic of intense experiences, where every curiosity is an open door to a world full of surprises and delights, challenging everyone to get lost in their own dreams and discoveries. Did you already know this curiosity? Leave in the comments. When embarking on a trip to Scotland, the traveler finds himself immersed in a universe of history, culture, and breathtaking landscapes. Each iconic destination in this country reveals a unique narrative, where the past meets the present, and where traditions mix with modernity in surprising ways. From the medieval castles that dominate the hills to the rocky beaches that hug the Atlantic, Scotland offers exciting and unforgettable experiences, inviting visitors to explore its ancient streets, participate in vibrant festivals, and be enchanted by the energy that emanates from every corner. Starting with the majestic Edinburgh Castle, situated in the heart of the capital, this imposing monument is one of Scotland's most recognizable symbols. Its walls tower over the city, bearing witness to centuries of conflicts, celebrations, and cultural transformations. When walking through its historic corridors, visitors are transported to times of kings and battles, where each stone tells stories of glory and challenges. The panoramic view that opens up from the fortress, with the city spread out at your feet, is capable of chilling the soul and awakening a deep feeling of admiration. On festival days, the castle transforms into a stage for events that celebrate the rich Scottish heritage, with theatrical performances and concerts that bring back the essence of ancient times. Going down the historic Royal Mile, which connects Edinburgh Castle to Holyrood Palace, the traveler comes across an avenue full of charm and tradition. The narrow streets, lined with souvenir shops, cozy cafes, and small art galleries, offer an immersive stroll through the city's medieval roots. Every corner reveals a new story, from legends of ghosts haunting ancient buildings to tales of palace intrigues that shape the nation's destiny. At dusk, when the lights come on and the city takes on a golden hue, the Royal Mile becomes an irresistible invitation to explore the past with a modern and sensitive eye. Heading northwest, you reach the Isle of Skye, a true natural paradise that seems to have come out of fairy tale. With its towering mountains, rugged cliffs, and golden sandy beaches, Skye enchants visitors with an almost mystical beauty. The island is known for its impressive rock formations, such as the Quarrying, and the vast landscapes that have inspired poets and artists over the centuries. Hiking trails, boat trips, and bird watching are just some of the activities that allow travelers to intimately connect with the lush nature. On starry nights, many claim to feel a special energy, as if the island's own spirit manifests itself in every sigh of the wind. In the heart of the Highlands, the enigmatic Loch Ness attracts curious people from all over the world. Famous not only for the legendary monster that is said to inhabit its depths, the lake is a spectacle of mysterious waters surrounded by dense forests and ancient mountains. The legend of Nessie's monster, which evokes both fascination and mystery, is an integral part of local culture, and boat trips across the lake offer the chance to immerse yourself in an environment where reality and myth intertwine. Additionally, small villages nearby preserve ancient traditions, holding festivals that celebrate the history and folklore of the region, making each visitor feel the pulse of a vibrant past that is still present. Advancing towards Stirling is one of Scotland's most historic cities, where Stirling Castle stands as a witness to epic battles and struggles for independence. This castle, strategically located on a hill, offers not only an immersion in military history, but also a stunning view of the surrounding valleys and hills. The atmosphere that permeates Stirling is charged with emotion, with stories of heroes such as William Wallace and Robert the Bruce echoing through its walls. Guided tours, historical reenactments, and interactive exhibitions allow visitors to relive pivotal moments in Scottish history, whilst the city is kept alive through its rich cultural tradition. Heading north, Inverness presents itself as the gateway to the Highlands. This city, which mixes modernity and tradition, is the ideal starting point for exploring the region of lakes and mountains. Its quiet streets and tree-lined avenues invite long walks, while local markets offer artisanal products that reflect the authenticity of Scottish life. The energy of Inverness is contagious, with music festivals, food fairs, and celebrations taking place throughout the year, making each visit full of discoveries and unforgettable encounters. St. Andrews, the birthplace of golf and one of the oldest universities in the world, enchants with its academic and historic atmosphere. The golden sand beaches, combined with the ruins of ancient cathedrals and the grandeur of centuries-old buildings, create a setting where knowledge and tradition come together harmoniously. Walks through the cobblestone streets, visits to museums, and participation in golf tournaments are experiences that transport visitors to an era where knowledge is valued as a true treasure. The city, which breathes culture and history, makes every moment a living lesson about the Scottish legacy. Among the most photographed destinations, Donan Castle stands out as an architectural jewel located on an island where the reflection of the waters creates a fairy tale image. This castle, which seems to have emerged from the mists of time, holds secrets of noble families and memorable battles. A visit to Donan is not only a walk through history, but also an opportunity to walk across stone bridges, explore imposing halls, and marvel at the combination of architecture and nature that makes it unique. Activities such as kayaking and trails around the castle intensify the experience, providing moments of contemplation and adventure amidst stunningly beautiful settings. Glasgow, Scotland's largest city, surprises with its vibrant cultural and art scene. Known for its modern architecture and home to renowned museums such as the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery and Museum, the city pulses with a young, innovative energy. Glasgow is also the center of music, theater, and dance festivals, where local and international artists come together to celebrate creativity. The streets full of colorful murals, street markets, and cozy bars invite visitors to discover an urban facet that contrasts with the country's historical tradition, creating an irresistible mix of modernity and cultural legacy. Finally, Cairngorms National Park offers a deep dive into the Highland wilderness, with extensive forests, imposing mountains, and a rich and diverse fauna. The park is an invitation for lovers of outdoor activities. Hiking trails, climbing trails, and wildlife viewing are just some of the adventures that await those who dare to explore its trails. During winter, the scenery transforms into a paradise for snow sports enthusiasts, while in summer, the rivers and lakes offer refreshing refuges. The feeling of freedom and connection with nature that the Cairngorms provides is simply unparalleled, making every moment spent there an unforgettable memory. Each of these iconic destinations reveals a unique part of the Scottish soul, where history, culture, and nature merge into a complete sensory experience. Traveling from the imposing castles and historic streets of Edinburgh to the magical landscapes of the Isle of Skye and the wild corners of the Cairngorms National Park, the visitor is constantly challenged to rediscover what it means to travel. The stories of ancient battles, the whispers of the wind filled with legends, and the warm hospitality of the Scottish people create an environment where every step is a discovery and every look reveals a new chapter in that rich cultural tapestry. Thus, Scotland appears not only as a tourist destination, but as a profound experience that invites you to reflect, dream, and be moved by the grandeur of its history and natural beauty. For those who long for adventures that awaken the senses and feed the soul, each location is an irresistible invitation to dive head first into a transformative experience where time seems to expand and each moment becomes eternal. Have you ever visited any of these places? Comment below what your experience was. As the journey through Scotland unfolds, the visitor finds himself immersed in scenery that ranges from the historic grandeur of castles and medieval streets to the serenity of untouched natural landscapes. The unique feature of Scottish culture is revealed in every detail. In the festivals that celebrate art, in the music that echoes through the alleys, and in the cuisine that mixes centuries-old traditions with surprising innovations. The stories of courage, love, and overcoming, passed down through generations, are present in every conversation, in every laugh, and even in the contemplative silence in front of a breathtaking landscape. This rich cultural tapestry creates an environment where the visitor feels part of a larger narrative, a continuous story that reinvents itself with each new look. At the end of each journey through these destinations, you are left with the feeling of having uncovered just a fraction of the secrets that Scotland guards so jealously. Every corner, every street, and every monument is an invitation to live a unique experience, where the past and present intertwine in a harmonious way, making each memory build a testimony to the beauty and complexity of this enchanting country. For those who seek not only to discover, but to live intensely every moment, Scotland presents itself as a destination that transcends mere tourism, transforming itself into a true school of life and emotions. With each step taken, the visitor is invited to delve into the depths of a culture that celebrates history with pride and projects itself boldly into the future. This combination of tradition and modernity, of legends and innovations, makes each place visited a microcosm of experiences that connect and complement each other, forming a vibrant and unforgettable mosaic. Thus, exploring Scotland's iconic places reveals a universe where each destination is an open door to new discoveries, where the passion for history, admiration for nature, and the celebration of culture come together to create a journey that goes far beyond simple geographic displacement. It is a journey that transforms the gaze, moves, and inspires all those who allow themselves to live each moment with intensity, embracing the past and present of a land that pulses with the energy of centuries of memories and achievements. In every corner of Scotland, the magic of history and nature merges into experiences that remain memorable. This journey transcends time, inviting everyone to experience the essence of a country full of beauty, mystery, and passion. Live every moment, and let Scotland transform your outlook. In the vastness of Scotland, where traditional paths intertwine with secret trails, there are hidden destinations and charming villages that reveal the true essence of a land rich in history and traditions. Amid these little explored landscapes, we find 7 places that, although less known, awaken the senses with unique and memorable experiences. First, there is the small village of Kilmahue, situated on the banks of a serene lake that reflects the colors of the sky on a summer afternoon. Here, the gentle sounds of water mix with birdsong and rustling leaves, while the scent of wet earth and fresh grass fills the air. Residents, proud of their heritage, tell the story of an old family that, for generations, cultivated the soil with traditional methods. Legend has it that, on full moon nights, it is possible to hear laughter and conversations that seem to come from a distant time, as if the echoes of the past joined the present in a silent dance. Moving on to the second hidden gem is the regional market of Largs, a seaside town that retains a special charm around every corner. The colorful stalls offer everything from artisanal cheeses and rustic breads to exotic spices and homemade sweets, awakening visitors to a true symphony of flavors and aromas. The sounds of lively conversations and vendors attracting attention mix with the gentle rhythm of the sea waves, creating a scene that is both sensorial and cultural. It is said that an ancient fisherman, known for his infectious humor, used to tell stories of rough seas and mysterious encounters with legendary creatures, making each visit to the market an unforgettable adventure. On the third route, we are taken to the Glenrins Nature Reserve, a haven of biodiversity that enchants with its serenity and rustic beauty. Between mossy valleys and crystal-clear streams, the constant sound of running water and the fresh scent of pine trees create an almost magical atmosphere. Walking along trails that wind through ancient forests allows visitors to touch different textures, from the gravel of the trails to the velvet of freshly fallen leaves. A curious local tradition tells that, centuries ago, a druid inhabited the region and, in communion with nature, left mysterious marks on stones and trees, signs of an ancient wisdom that still resonates among attentive visitors. On the fourth discovery, we entered the village of Dornach, known for its cobblestone streets and the hospitality of its inhabitants. Here, every step is accompanied by the distant sound of bagpipes and the unmistakable smell of lit fireplaces, which mix burnt wood and homemade spices. The historic buildings, with their stone facades, tell stories of times when life moved at a slower, more contemplative pace. A popular tale tells of a young artisan who, with her dedication and talent, sewed not only clothes, but also the bonds of a united community, transforming each piece into a work of art that carried the soul of Dornach. The fifth stop is the charming village of Aberfeldy, which stands out for its proximity to nature and landscapes that seem like something out of a dream. Surrounded by rolling hills and flower-filled meadows, the place is an invitation to the senses. The sound of the wind caressing the leaves, the sweet aroma of wildflowers, and the fresh taste of freshly picked fruit. Among its quiet streets, residents celebrate seasonal festivals, where folk songs and traditional dances mix in a celebration of life and the land. A curious local story tells of the visit of a wandering poet who found inspiration in the simple beauties of Aberfeldy, leaving recorded in verse the emotions he felt while walking its paths. In the sixth discovery, we find the small community of Cruden Bay, a coastal refuge where sea and land meet in harmony. The waves gently crashing against the rocks produce a natural melody, while the sea breeze brings with it the salty, invigorating scent of the ocean. The beaches of Cruden Bay, with their fine, golden sand, invite you for long walks at dusk, where the sun sets in a spectacle of colors. Here, A local legend tells the story of a fisherman who, after losing his boat in a storm, was guided by a mysterious figure who emerged from the waters, ensuring his safety and perpetuating a tradition of gratitude and respect for the sea. Finally, the seventh and final gem of this itinerary is the village of Melrose, located on the border between modern and ancient. In Melrose, urban sounds give way to murmurs of medieval stories, while the aroma of local cafes and bakeries mixes with the smell of the historic stones that make up its buildings. The narrow, charming streets invite you to a contemplative stroll, where every corner reveals small treasures, from murals that celebrate local legends to craft shops that preserve centuries-old traditions. A curious fact about Melrose is the legend of a solitary monk who, tradition says, dedicated his days to contemplation and writing, leaving behind manuscripts that, according to some, contain mystical secrets and enigmatic predictions about the fate of the village. Each of these destinations, although less explored, offers a deep immersion in an authentic and multifaceted Scotland, where the senses are heightened by sounds, aromas, flavors, and textures that invite discovery. By strolling through historic villages, nature reserves, and regional markets, visitors have the opportunity to connect with a culture that values both its roots and its ability to reinvent itself. The small stories and legends that permeate each place reveal the beating heart of communities that are proud of their past and that, with delicacy and authenticity, share their traditions with all those who are willing to listen and feel. In every corner, magic is present and transforms the journey into a unique experience. By diving into these experiences, the visitor finds a refuge for the soul, where each moment becomes a vivid and unique memory. The landscapes, however subtle they may be, are transformed into visual poems that dialogue with the spirit, while chance encounters with residents reveal stories of simple lives, but full of meaning. Every conversation, every smile, and every gesture become bridges that connect the present to a distant past, where tradition is perpetuated through generations. In the most remote corners, nature is shown in its purest form, and the combination of colors, sounds, and aromas creates an almost mystical atmosphere, capable of inspiring the most skeptical to believe in the magic that permeates existence. This encounter with the unexpected, where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, is a celebration of the authenticity and cultural richness that Scotland offers to each visitor. At each step, the traveler is surprised by the delicacy of the details and the intensity of the emotions that emerge from each scenario. This is an invitation to let yourself be carried away by the current of the senses, to rediscover the beauty in simple things, and to value the deep connection with the earth and the people who inhabit it. Allow yourself to be touched by this transformative energy, which transcends time and invites you to a new way of seeing and feeling the world around you. Let the melody of the wind, the aroma of wildflowers, and the taste of a traditional delicacy show you that the true essence of life lies in the ability to be enchanted by the ordinary and find the extraordinary in the small wonders of everyday life. Have you ever imagined experiencing the authenticity of a land where every gesture, celebration, and superstition carries a little piece of history? In Scotland, everyday life turns into a celebration of culture, full of curious customs and traditions that surprise at every corner. We invite you to reflect. What cultural experience would you most like to have in this enigmatic country? Maybe it's taking part in an authentic Highland Games festival, where the strength and dexterity of athletes meet the vibrant music of bagpipes, or experiencing the traditional ceilidh, a lively dance that brings people together in a celebration of unity and joy. Imagine the thrill of walking through ancient streets, where simple gestures, like a warm wave from a local, express unparalleled hospitality. Many Scots believe that knocking on wood brings luck, while others keep the tradition of telling stories around a campfire alive, preserving legends of heroes and nature spirits. What about the superstition surrounding the famous number 13 or the fear of eye disease? These beliefs, passed down from generation to generation, reveal a layer of mysticism that enriches the daily lives of residents. Have you ever had the opportunity to participate in a typical Scottish party? How about letting yourself be captured by the atmosphere of the Burns suppers, celebrations in honor of the poet Robert Burns, where each whiskey toast and each poetry recitation creates an atmosphere of nostalgia and cultural pride. Or, perhaps, try the traditional first footing, the custom of welcoming the new year with a special visitor who brings with them the promise of prosperity and luck. These traditions, which may seem small, are true rituals that strengthen community bonds and perpetuate the country's rich heritage. What about the taste and aroma? Have you ever thought about enjoying authentic haggis, accompanied by potatoes and turnips, while the aroma of coals and herbs spreads throughout the room? Or to indulge in a dulce de leche made according to old recipes, which evoke memories of family gatherings and past stories? These sensory experiences are invitations to dive into the Scottish universe, where every detail stimulates the senses and invites discovery. We want to know, which of these cultural experiences do you most want to have? Have you ever participated in a typical celebration, or do you have any curious superstitions in your culture? Share your experiences, opinions, or even dreams about Scotland in the comments. Leave your mark on this conversation and inspire others to explore the traditions and charms of this fascinating country. After all, the magic of Scotland is in every story told, in every warm gesture, and in every tradition that is renewed with each new day. What do you hope to experience on your next journey? Comment below, and let's build a network of unforgettable stories and experiences together. At the end of this journey through Scotland, we are invited to dive into a deep reflection on the beauty and diversity that this unique country has to offer. Each lived experience, from the historical tales told through the streets of Edinburgh to the mysterious whispers of the ancient castles that stand imposingly on the landscape, reveals the rich cultural tapestry that stretches across every corner of this enchanting land. Visitors find themselves immersed in a setting where the past and present are in perfect harmony, creating an environment of magic and enchantment capable of touching the heart and awakening the soul. In the landscapes that unfold before our eyes, we feel the echo of ancient traditions that manifest themselves in simple gestures, in festivals full of color, and in curious superstitions that defy time. The legends that span generations, the customs that celebrate the union of families, and the warm hospitality that welcomes strangers transform every moment into a unique sensory experience. Whether it's the excitement of participating in a lively ceilidh, the delight of tasting a typical dish that reveals intense flavors, or the serenity of contemplating natural scenes that appear to have been painted by hand, every moment is a celebration of Scottish life and culture. Scotland invites us to follow trails that lead to secret corners, where the secrets of time are revealed in the whispers of the winds and in the stones that hold memories of epic battles and forbidden loves. Along this journey, we discovered that each tradition, no matter how simple it may seem, carries the essence of a people proud of their history and always willing to share their narratives with visitors. It is in this encounter between ancient and modern that a living narrative is constructed, where art, music, and flavors come together to form a mosaic of emotions and discoveries that feed the soul. Each step in this adventure reveals teachings that become invitations to look at the world with renewed eyes and an open heart. While the cobblestone streets, imposing castles and corners of untouched nature form the backdrop of this trip, we feel that every detail, be it the soft clink of a glass of whiskey, the distant sound of a bagpipe, or the welcoming aroma of a freshly prepared traditional dish, becomes an unforgettable memory. This union of elements invites the traveler to surrender completely to the moment, absorbing every nuance and allowing emotions to flow freely, transforming each moment into a celebration of life. If you enjoyed this trip, like the video, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new adventures. Share your impressions, tell your stories, and let us know, what was the moment that touched your heart most on this journey through Scotland? Your participation is essential so that we can build, together, a community passionate about exploring the charms of this fascinating destination. Every comment, every story, and every dream shared enriches this collective experience, transforming the trip into a continuous celebration of discoveries, emotions, and true connections. Allow yourself to live this adventure and take with you the magic that only Scotland can provide, as each new discovery is an invitation to reinvent yourself and celebrate life in its purest and most inspiring form.